Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Sherrie Taylor, and I would like to thank everyone for coming out today and giving me your undivided attention. Today, I will be giving you a presentation about why video games are not good for kids. Video games are very popular amongst today's youth. The attraction with fantasy, blood, and gore, and virtual world gameplay creating an enticing space for younger kids. Even though it may stimulate their minds, there are many negative impacts at times these games can cause an addiction and could result in more serious cases that are irreversible. Children in their early learning and middle stages, and as well as teenagers, should not play video games. Video games makers create games with the intention to keep the player's attention during this time frame. There isn't any physical activity going on. Now imagine someone indulge in playing games for hours daily. This promotes obesity due to non-physical activities. According to the Trust for America's Health 2007 annual reports, over 45% of America's 12 to 7-year-olds spend more than 2 hours per day glued to the screen, and 1 in 7 children are overweight. Young people that play video games all day will also increase aggressive thoughts. And the reason I say this is because of the type of games that are being played, such as fighting games and shooting games. When children play violent video games, it desensitizes themselves from real-life tragedies, such as things like tragic death, mass shooting, and criminal activities. These people promote negative and bad behavior within the child. A lot of video games are not at the best interest of the child. According to Ray's Marquette, Anderson, and Bushman, children who play video games are more likely to have increased aggressive thoughts, feelings, and behavior, and decreased pro-social level. Video games could also increase and cause muscle stiffness because of the lack of movement, and especially when you're just sitting around and not doing anything, and making no type of movement within a muscle, which then keeps your tense muscle in one position for a long period of time. It could cause all types of painful inflammation and sore areas. According to ABC News by Radha Chatow, an ABC News medical unit says that video games can cause tense muscles held in one position for a substantial period can cause painful inflammation and sore areas, trigger tiny point areas where the muscle spasms can occur too. Sometimes when kids are playing video games, majority of the time, some deprive themselves of sleep. You only need at least 8 hours of sleep to recover and regain their energy. Therefore, if they do not have their rest, it could cause them to have headaches. According to our author, Jonathan Pitts, and website healthguidance.org, stated that approximately 10% of children who go to nursery schools who are going to grade are suffering or have suffered from migraines, recurrent headaches accompanied by other symptoms, the excessive use of computer, video games, and television, reconciled to a few hours of sleep, are the main reason causes migraines in children. Furthermore, our society youth are the next generation to achieve the things that their predecessors could not. There are certain challenges that we face today called for strategic, logical, and critical thinking. Playing video games does not promote this process. It actually slows down the mental ability to think and reduce your mental capacity, thus creating antisocial behavior, increases memory loss, and the inability to control emotions. These are the reasons why kids should not play video games. There is so much to lose and not as near as enough to gain. As a mother, I would advise others to not allow their kids to play video games. Do anyone have any questions?
So your kids, they play video games before?
My son, yeah, I have one son and he plays like the Xbox, but he likes to play Grand Theft Auto and fighting games, but I advise him not to, play those fighting games, so I just take away the game and everything, so he doesn't play.
Good for you.
Yeah. Do you have
No, I agree with everything.
I have another question. Have you noticed any negative effects?
Yes, I did. He liked to fight a lot.
Okay.
My son actually liked to fight a lot, so he likes to fight his cousins and just play fight and everything. So I got him in karate or something like that and whatnot, but I just try to not let him fight other people. And I actually take away that game, fighting game. But yeah.
So you feel it's better to do like activities versus playing games?
Yeah, I think it's better to have hands-on activities instead of like playing video games because, it plays a big part in the way these kids act nowadays. They like to play fight and, in the video games they have like shooting video games and things like that and hijacking cars in video games like Grand Theft Auto. They hijack those cars and stuff in those video games. So it's what you teach your kids and, see what they teach them in the video games. So that's negativity. So I would, advise you to just play, do hands-on games with them.
What about learning games that be on like the systems there?
Yeah, I think learning games would be good. Learning games not, really bad on kids. So I think those like the best games to, do with your child instead of video games. Yeah. So, do anybody have any more questions? No. Okay. Well, thank you guys.
I have a comment.
Yeah,
It was very informative.
That was nice.
Thank you.
Very well put together.
Thank you.
Good
I
job.
really appreciate it.